CBN Force Outside News team is currently at the Roseau Ferry Terminal, where quite a number of works are being done with regards to the enhancement of the terminal. And here with me is CEO of DASPA, Mr. Badwill. Welcome, Mr. Badwill.
Welcome.
Now, we're here today so you could inform us of the changes or the enhancements, the project that's been going on with the Roseau Ferry Terminal.
Well, as you know, the ferry terminal has been receiving quite a bit of persons into the island. There's a little about 35,000 persons come in through the ferry terminal on an annual basis. And so there was the call by the users for increased space. As you know, we had limited space in terms of how we manage the operations here. And so we've undertaken over the last few months, we put up this tent, which we are under at the moment. It is 52 by 50 in terms of length. And then we were able now to have persons who are waiting for the vessel to do so in the comfort of natural airflow without air-conditioned units and so on. So we have natural airflow. And we have these tents that can be removable in the event we have a major hurricane. We can take this off, and then after the storm we can put it back once everything is okay. We've added to that, obviously you have to look at safety, and we've added a safety exit.
So we can take a look at the exit right now. Is the safety exit, Mr. Badwill?
Yes, we've added the safety exit because you never can tell what may happen. We are very prone to all different sorts of situations, and so in our emergency procedures we have to be able to do. So we have a step that leads you again to the outside of the building onto the road, and you can do that from up here, because other than that it will be one way in, one way out, and that could lead into some challenges if you have an emergency situation. So we had to take that into consideration and we put it in. We also was considering the issue of washrooms, and then we could take a look at what we've done.
Mr. Badwill, I know when I'm traveling, I really look for comfort in terms of the airports, the terminals, and you've erected 3 washrooms so people can use. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, because you see, I know that when one is traveling, one wants to be at ease and to be able to ensure that you can use the washrooms freely. And the fact is, we do have washrooms downstairs, but it'll be, people going up and down the steps in that fashion. We prefer to allow persons, if they're upstairs relaxing, you can just walk to the washrooms. And as you can see, we've done so that we can keep the standards up in terms of what needs to happen. And so people can feel very comfortable staying up here until the ship arrives, and that's what we want, people to just kind of, comfortable. And we've also changed the seating style, because we realize, you have groups, you have persons who want to speak with each other in a manner, and sometimes people have a meal or two and they want to do that. So we've created this sort of wooden style benching system. Again, a little variety in terms of what we do. And it's all in natural air, and you still have the ambience of, being able to look over Roseau and see what's happening. Yes, the plans in the future is to cover that area again with another tent. Once we do that, we plan to put another tent style going to the west and one going to the east. As you would see, we need covering for the front, because there are people who are waiting there. There are people bringing in passengers. So we intend to put a tent to the east and a tent to the west part of the building. The other thing is, for us, we're also looking at from an environmental standpoint. As you can see, we're looking at not, again, buying air-conditioned units and doing all this sort of stuff. We're looking at the airflow.
It's really, really cool up here,
right, compared
to downstairs.
The airflow. And at the same time, because of the way the structure is, it is also cooling the downstairs, because there's only direct sunlight on the concrete deck. So that's what we're planning to do, to conserve energy. And all of that is being done with the proper engineering support that we have from both the architects and the engineers.
Excellent. So we're presently downstairs of the ferry terminal. Mr. Badwill, can you highlight some of the improvements made here?
Okay, in terms of the improvements of the system, in the past we had one line which everybody had to go through one entrance. And so that created some problems, because you had international visitors and CARICOM nationals all in one queue. So what we've done is separated it where we have nationals and CARICOM nationals coming through one line, and we have international other non-CARICOM persons utilizing another line. And that has eased up a lot of the problems that we have because, as you know, the domestic or national people carrying CARICOM passports go through the system much faster. And that's another thing that has improved in terms of the system because we are, for the ferry is heavily used by French persons. They don't travel with a passport in most cases. They have a card identity. And so our system could not read the card identity back then. We have improved the system, and now we can read the card identity just like we can do for our passport. So it makes it easier for the immigration officer to be able to process that person. And so what we have focused on is the time spent at immigration and customs to be able to ensure that all visitors spend a minimum level of time there. Because they come to enjoy the country, they come to spend money, and they don't have time to spend, a long time. We're not saying that the various procedures by customs and immigration must not be followed. Obviously, the law is the law. You have to abide by the law. But if they fulfill the requests of immigration and customs, there's no reason why they should be held here unduly. And so that's one of the reasons why we are pushing, and we've had meetings with the stakeholders, the Hotel and Tourism Association, all the stakeholders that operate within the ferry. And so we've gotten their input and we've worked on it, and then it is proving that we can process the passengers very, very quickly. And so what we want them to do is to go and enjoy Dominica. That's basically it.
Now, Mr. Badwell, I've noticed some stickers on some of the chairs that says senior citizens. Can you tell us more about this?
Yes, well, the senior citizens play a very important role in the travel industry. And when they come, there are certain things, obviously, that they will not be able to do like any other young person. So some of them have to sit. So we make a space available for them to sit. And we do have physically challenged persons as well. And so we have a ramp on this side that would take that person straight into the customs area, and they can be processed. So depending on how physically challenged the person is, we actually just ramp them up to the customs area. And we move them, and we've done it in such a way that it makes it very easy for those persons to do so. So we have catered for the physically challenged persons as well within the system. And the senior citizens play a very important role, so we want to ensure that they do not injure themselves in any way whilst they're at the terminal. So that's why we're making those accommodations for them. So it is small, the space is small, but we're trying our best to expedite in terms of the operations. And then if we move people faster, then obviously we won't have that backlog.
Right. Now, when do you intend to have all works complete?
Well, I would say we're still reviewing the system because it's not complete, but we're expecting for the World Creole Music Festival, from what I understand, to have a lot more people here. So obviously we have to undergo some painting and to do some stuff here. And that we expect, because if we're welcoming people, we've got to welcome them in a way that, when they come here, they feel that, we prepared for them. And so from the entrance, that at the ferry terminal, we want to ensure that, we receive them and they're welcome. And that we will continue to work on as we move closer to the Creole Festival.
Ferry Terminal, I am Shana Espy reporting for CBN 4 News.